Well, hello, everybody. It's me, Esther Barkew, and Happy New Year to you. You know, one of my intentions is that I'd like to create more videos for you. And with the upcoming full moon and Cardinal Grand Cross, I thought this would be a perfect time to offer you some information so that you can navigate the cosmic waters and do it via video. So, we are off to a really fast start in January 2017. Just to recap a little bit about what I have been writing about in my newsletters and on my Facebook posts, the first 11 days of January are really about just continuing to flush out all of that old, creating endings and closures, and really fortifying and enhancing the embodiment of your I am presence. Now, in the last 2 weeks of December, many of us, really many of us, went through a period that I refer to as a dark night of the soul. We really went down into the muck of our stuff. Addictions were flying, past patternings were coming up, emotions were triggered. You know, if it's worry that you need to let go of, you were indulged in worry. People were binging, and that's not just food, binging on food, alcohol, binging on spending, binging on smoking, binging on negativity. It was a little bit rough. But then all of a sudden January 1st came. Yes, exactly, January 1st. And it just started to go and go and release and release and release and release. And in the last week, we have just been moving into this beautiful space of higher vibrations and love and joy, and hope is returned, and we're excited about life and ready to take action. So now comes January 12th. We've got a full moon plus the Cardinal Grand Cross. And this is how I'm going to title this. Full moon plus Cardinal Grand Cross, okay, equals crisis plus action plus breakthrough. All right, so here's how I see it. We've got a full moon, okay? And let's say, okay, here's the full moon, all right? Full moon shining. And when we have a full moon, the sun is always directly opposite it, okay? So imagine there's a line going there. All right, perfect. Then we have two powerhouse planets also in a direct line. We have Jupiter and Uranus. Now, Uranus is the planet of revolutionary change, sudden change, shakeups, breakthroughs. And Jupiter is a planet that amplifies all energies, but it's also a planet of good fortune. There's a really beautiful spiritual quality to it. So there's those two planets. And if you imagine a line between them, okay, and so what that happens is the two lines intersect in the middle like a cross. Now, I made a little diagram for you. So here's the diagram. And then imagine, we can see that. Imagine there's you in the middle. Okay, there's you in the middle of the Grand Cross. And the planets and the moon and the sun, they're pushing at you this way and that way and this way because they're all really strong powerhouses. All right. So what does that do? That creates tension within. Okay. It'll create crisis within. That might be a realization, an aha, a reality check, new information, new perspective. Oh my gosh, this is how I'm contributing to this situation. There could be really something going on within. Now, you might also have a crisis in your outward reality, which then gets you looking inward, which creates a little bit of turmoil inside of you. Now, so crisis, tension in your life somewhere. This is called the Cardinal Grand Cross. Why is that? Because each of those cosmic elements are in a cardinal sign. So forgive me if I have this wrong, but if I remember correctly, it's the moon is in Cancer, the sun is in Capricorn, Jupiter is in Libra, and Uranus is in Aries, okay? And cardinal signs are about action, take action, inspired action. Not action just for the sake of taking action. That's really 3D. but that inspired action. So when you have a crisis, all right, and you're aware of it, and then you're inspired to take action, inspired action, what happens? It leads to breakthroughs. And the way this is all lined up and the elements at play here, this could be those quantum leap, giant breakthroughs, life-changing, turnaround types of life events. Okay? Now, does everybody have to go through a crisis? No, absolutely not. You see, everybody's at a different place in their soul's journey of ascension. And there's some people who have been really diligent about doing their inner work and flushing and letting go and facing the truth and facing reality and not fighting for their limitations and let go and let go and let go. So for people like that, the crisis might be really small. It might just be like, oh, aha, let's take this action, right? Or there might not be any crisis at all, and maybe it's just time for the big breakthrough. All right. So however this unfolds for you, just remember that even though these crises and tensions and what we went through in December that I refer to as the dark night of the soul are not comfortable. Okay. And we don't like them. Ultimately, when we move through it, it is for our highest best. And we raise our vibration and our frequency. We become more of the divine being that we are, our I am presence. We become more of the love that we are, and that is the vibration that really attracts to you all of those things that you desire. Okay? So ultimately, very good comes from all of this. Now, let's not forget, we also have the full moon. And this is a full moon in Cancer. Now, full moons are always about endings, closures. Okay, so more endings and closures, which happens when we get in crisis mode. Illumination, okay, illumination of the path to take, or illumination of, ooh, these are the blocks in your path, or, ooh, illumination, do not go on that path, all right? And we know that full moons are quite emotional. And because it's in the sign of Cancer, I'm a Cancerian, and we Cancerians are emotional to begin with, and we've got all this other stuff going on. It could be a very emotional time for you and the people around you. All right, so just be aware of this, notice it, observe it, show compassion, maybe even a little leeway, be good to yourself, be good to other people, be forgiving. It's going to be quite emotional. The other piece of information that came to me that I want to offer you is typically when we have a full moon, we begin to feel its effects about 4 days before, and we feel the effects about 4 days after. But because this is a full moon, plus the Cardinal Grand Cross and everything that else is happening, what I've been told is that this energy is really going to be with us for a couple of weeks, almost till the end of the month. All right? So if, January 12th comes and it's just a regular normal day for you, and you were hoping for something else, just sit, be neutral about it, just observe it, don't make any judgments about it, because there's a 2-week period here where that could surface, whether it's a crisis or just an aha or just tension or just the breakthrough or all of the above. We've got about a 2-week period to play for this. So, like I said, we're off to a really fast start in 2017. I really see 2017 as a year of taking action. I did some research. This Cardinal Grand Crosses are going to happen a couple more times this year. Okay, remember, cardinal action. And so it's time. It's time to take all that we have learned. It's time to really tap into our intuition and follow those inner nudges, because the action leads to the creation of your desires. All right? So my wish and my blessing to all of you is that however January 12th unfolds for you, that it will be for your highest and best, which I know it will be. And I send you all full moon love and best wishes.